Hunt for the Whitetail, Chapter 3. I am a mile deep. Getting ready to do some strategic work. I've changed my mind on where I'm going to set up. I was going to set up a little further down this hill closer to that creek bottom, but as an afterthought, I think I'm going to set up a little bit higher because we're less than a month away from the opening of muzzleloader season. And although that down there is a better archery spot, this spot gives me advantage not only for good opportunities for the rest of archery season, but beginning November 18th, when muzzleloader opens, I've got another perspective from where I'm at. A little trick that might keep you out of trouble when you're installing a ladder stand by yourself in the woods. Now when you get this thing into the woods, it's not secure. It's not tied off to anything. And I like to carry along a little bit of mechanical advantage. Hooked to that ladder rung and around that tree. Once I get these kickers installed so the ladder can't bow toward the tree, then when I start up this ladder to secure it up there, this strap will keeps that ladder against the tree, and all I have to do is balance my side to side instead of my back and forth and my side to side. All right then. Got a little bit of pruning to do that way. The nice thing about it is that pruning, that's just a dead tree. I can leave that little blueberry. You're not supposed to harass the vegetation out here. What we've got is a beautiful hilltop. Off on that side over there, there's a wet bottom. Follows around. Another wet bottom. There's two of them tied together right there. Beautiful. Let me tell you about the inspiration behind cobbling together that contraption there. My friend and I, Cliff, had reconnected after many years of not seeing each other. Grew up together, went to school together, high school. After high school, he went his way, I went mine, doing our own things. And around 2009, we met up after a lot of years of not seeing each other. This time of the year in 2010, Cliff and I were making a weekly trip to the Upper Delta Management area, small game hunting, and having a really good time, small game hunting and pig hunting. And we were up there one evening just before dark. We'd been there half a day or so, and he was off in one area, I was off in another area, and I heard his little 17 bark. And a couple minutes later, I heard his 22 revolver. Whatever it was that he shot with the 17, he finished off with the 22. Well, I figured, let me make my way to the truck. I had about several hundred yards to get out of a bottom that I was in, and I waited, and here comes Cliff down the road. I could see his little light on his hat. And he says, "Man, I killed a nice one. I killed a nice one. She must weigh 200 pounds. And we had brought a wheelbarrow with us. So we unloaded that wheelbarrow off the back of that truck and made our way to where that pig was waiting on us. And he had it marked. He had the way marked with reflector tapes. It was pitch dark. So we got off down in there and went to load that pig in that wheelbarrow. That pig wasn't a 200-pound pig. That pig was a 300-pound sow that, in order to get it in the wheelbarrow, Cliff went ahead and he field dressed her. She was pregnant. She had a litter of pigs in her, and so we didn't take out just one. We took out a bunch of wild pigs up there in that one deal. But then we had to get that wheelbarrow out of the woods, and we were lifting it over it and that heavy pig over logs, and he was pushing and I was pulling, and we finally got it to the truck and got her loaded into the back of the truck and got on home with her. And that was the inspiration behind building that, cobbling that together. In the event we got up there and encountered another 300-pound pig and needed to get it out of a bottom. So that's the inspiration behind that. December 2010, Cliff and his brother went on a hunt over in Conecuh County with somebody that they had known for years and years, and nobody knows what went wrong. Nobody knows. They never could figure it out. But Cliff's brother Richard was killed. Cliff was shot by this individual that they had gone with, and Cliff was paralyzed, paraplegic. Lower half didn't work. He had been shot in the back. He had been stabbed in the head with a steak knife, and it took a number of years. A couple of years ago, Cliff finally died. He gave up the fight and said he was ready to go home. He was tired of life as it was, and they unhooked him off of everything that was keeping him alive, and Cliff died. So that's the story behind the inspiration of that game hauler, ladder stand hauler. And, by the way, the individual that killed Richard Styron and slowly killed my friend Cliff, he's still walking around today. That's a dirty deal. Hey, I'm going to climb down out of this ladder stand and slowly make my way back to the truck. It's a mile, and pardon me for being a bit nostalgic, reminiscing. He was a good friend. God bless you, Cliff. For the repose of your soul, I pray to the Lord. See you on the next one, folks. Get up, mule. Climb that hill. Lean into it.